So what is a better way to help our children to find a clear path out of unemployment? Yes, but we know we have a lot of challenges. There's opportunities most of the time ready. So this is what we'll be talking about in this mini course. I'll be sharing with you the system, the framework that I've been using to help our children to become what I call a paid person of value. So without wasting time, let's dive straight to it. Firstly, let's look at the hard truth. The system has failed to prepare our youth, unfortunately. If you look at the statistics, you'll realize we have about 46.1% of youth unemployment rate. And then also 37.1% of something that we call the NEET rate, which means not in employment, not in education, and not in training. So there's about 37.1% they are not in employment, they are not in any training, and also they are not in any education institution. And then when you look at access to tertiary education, only 9% of bana ba rona be leng hore ba fumana monyetla hore ba ka ithola ba kene mane maybe di collegeng kapo di university kapo even le tsona di TVET. So we have a big problem batswadi. And then if you look at some of the stats, it's almost about over 5 million of unemployed young people in the country right now. So these things are and then sometimes as a parent you feel like you are failing as a parent, but you are not failing as a parent only. It's only because of the system has failed to prepare our children for the current world, which is the digital world. Because we move from the industrial world, and now we are in the digital world, but living the system that we have right now has not really prepared them for that. So let's look at why so many young people are stuck. The first one is identity confusion. The main key thing is mainly the fact that they don't know who they are and where they are going. You know that is a vision. Foundation. I call this in the foundation. The second one is lack of discipline and focus. Distraction, overweight, direction, because of the there's too much distraction due to social media, due to negative influence. There's a lot of things that already affect and then another one is no real world skills. There's they are missing a lot of crucial life skills like communication and responsibility. Those soft skills are very, very important, but and then limited digital skills as well. The world has changed and is changing faster every day. So we need to adapt quickly. We need to start moving. We need to start prepare them for the world, the current world, because it's economy. Also the feeling of overwhelming and the pressure, because the job market also changes very fast, and it actually leaves them very hopeless and then very lost to personal direction. And the big one happening negative influences that we mentioned are social media and the wrong environment. If your child is stuck, it's not because of they are lazy, but it's because of they were never guided through this new world. But if just know you are not alone. So the world has changed. The definition of success must also change as well. Before we used to have the old path, which is something that I call the old path, the industrial era, and then now we are in the digital era. The goal is not just about finding a job, but it's about becoming a person of value, somebody who can use the power of digital skills and turn it into something of value, something alluring banabaka create a value kayona. So I want to quickly introduce you to the 5 pillars the asset transformation framework. This is the framework that we are using here at Lightfaith Academy to help banabarona belori the unemployed, especially those belori high beloring. They are trying to find a way, they are trying to find a way to succeed. They are trying to figure out, man, I've been sitting at home, perform last time it's a Matric high, perform a pass mabaka a mang a itseng, maybe ditjhelete, or maybe access ya tertiary, because we know it's not easy hona matsatsing ana ho kena into the tertiary institutions. That's why ubona dipalo-palo ha ne ke explainer, it's only 9% ya bana ba ile ba kgona ho kena into the higher education. So the first pillar that I'm going to share with you mtswadi wa ka is number one is identity and purpose. Very, very important. I'll be explaining that in a deeper way to say what is this thing, why is it so important. Second is discipline and personal responsibility. And then the third is soft skills and emotional intelligence. And then number four, it's what I call digital skills and value creation. This is where the transformation happens. This digital skills and value creation are the core of this framework. And then number five, obviously, that will be career path readiness, to make sure that they are ready to become the people of value. And then let's look at the pillar number one, which is now identity and purpose. Everything changes when a young person knows who they are. The moment they know who they are, everything changes. Because why? Identity has got the power to shape their focus, their behavior, and also to give them motivation. They get motivated once they know themselves and understand themselves. That is simply mean understanding their power, understanding their strength, understanding their value, understanding the purpose, why they are here. Because why? Purpose gives a direction. Something alluring, they inspire to wake up. Banally, they know the moment they wake up, why they wake up. King alluring, it's our but will see. What is that they are looking forward to as soon as Batsuwa. So when the youth understand their strength, also their confidence also rises. Confidence as soon as they understand that. Because now without identity, they drift away. Because of they don't know themselves. They are trying to find themselves outside, but now they are missing something alluring. It's actually inside them. Alluring, it's about the inner self, understanding their inner self. With identity, they grow. So now the main thing, a confused identity leads to confused direction. And this is the foundation that I was talking about. Identity, very, very important. Pillar number two, is simply discipline and personal responsibility. Because I believe discipline is the bridge between who they are and who they want to become. Very, very important to have discipline, because discipline is the bridge. You never come from the world of the unknown to the world of the known, world of certainty, because things are changing fast, because we also have to adapt. And then daily habits which determine their destiny. Their habits, the things everybody is doing every day. Because it's not about talent, it's not about luck, but it's about the habits, the winning, something that I called champions, winning habits and habits of champions. Very, very important. Consistency build confidence. If they are consistent in those habits, then they live in confidence by default. They are lower. And then focus grows when distraction shrinks. Yeah, focus once we eliminate distraction. This thing is about eliminating negative influence. Because discipline is punishment. Discipline is not punishment, but it's self-respect in action. When a young person owns, when they own their choices, their life moves forward. The moment they start owning their choices, they know, they are making the right choices, then obviously they start to move forward. Because like I said, discipline is not punishment, but discipline is freedom. A disciplined young person becomes unstoppable. Let's look at pillar number 3, Mtswadi. And then now, the soft skills that I'm talking about here, lead emotional intelligence, because the real currency today is soft skills. Soft skills are the real currency, Matsatsingana. We're talking about communication here, because these are the skills alluring even the employers, they are willing to pay for. If you can communicate well, and likely because of most of them, they are willing to, in fact, they are able to communicate very well. And their confidence as well. If you've got confidence, high confidence, and you're communicating well, that is the first skill. Soft skill selling, very, very important. Problem solving, very, very important. work ethic as well, teamwork, respect, responsibility, and reliability. How na mosebetsi kapo mang a batlang ho sebetsa le motho a seng reliable. Responsibility and reliability, very, very important, because soft skills opens the door that qualifications alone cannot open. So employers and clients pay for attitude and reliability. So if motho ana le a good attitude, the willingness to work, the willingness to do more than they are getting paid for, that willingness on its own is a good attitude, and they might be more employable. Once ba ka thola mosebetsi kapo ba itshebetsa, even how we itshebetsa, if you are a reliable person and you've got a good attitude, almost everyone, let me menyetla. So this is the reason why I'm saying soft skills turn potential into opportunity, and opportunity into income. So once the uba le menyetla e bana le matla hore e turn into income. Pillar number 4, motswadi wa ka, let's move to pillar number 4, which is digital skills and value creation. This is where the transformation happens. So because teaching the skills the modern world pays for. Right now we are moving into technology. You probably seen the ntho on social media they were built by AI tools, very, very important. So some of the things they looking back at that's on graphic design, content creation, video editing. There's a lot of them: online store building, website building, copywriting. There's something representing copywriting, very, very important. These are things they looking once you get over assess, I get to learn the strengths I want to do guy, the values I want to do guy. I sort of create a plan alone, it's linked to their strength, and then we utilize the power of these digital skills to empower them so that they can create value, and then that value they can turn it into something good, and then obviously exchange it for they get rewarded once they start providing value. I've got quite a few value I teach them these skills, at the same time they are able to create good stuff. They're luring people by the flock about solve the problem it's about to, and at the same time they are be able to getting rewarded for that. They are starting to earn income as a result. So youth must learn to create, not just to consume. Unfortunately, they are always consuming stuff, but they are not. And then the people by look Baba Shevilets on or hands by those people, most of them are getting paid for creating, but now they just spend most of the time consuming, not creating. Value creation means solving problems people are willing to pay for. So that is what we mean by value creation. That's why this mini course is about how to help them to become what I call paid person of value or people of value. Right? So a young person with digital skill can start earning long before qualification. While even sometimes even once about the school long they can start earning. They are young people, especially other countries, because they are already exposed to these things. So they are earning. They are earning. But because of they don't know, they are not exposed to these things. This is the reason why every day so digital skills and value creation turn from I'm stuck to I can earn. So you can encourage a whole this thing is about give value creation, create value. Okay, because my belief the value that you create help you to become somebody who is better, somebody who's got value in the marketplace, because we are getting paid for what we become, and we are also getting paid for the value that we bring in the marketplace. So pillar number 5, this is now career pathway readiness. This is the final one pillar. A young person's future opens up when they are ready. They think they have to be ready, not just when they are old enough, but when they are ready mentally, emotionally, and then skills-wise, they've got skills in today's economy, then we know they are ready. And then success is no longer about one pathway. There are things the career success pyramid. I take them through the 3 levels, the four levels of career success. All right, so career is no longer about one pathway, but it's about readiness. Okay, so now because it provides clarity on the next step, they already know what step they're supposed to take. studying, or maybe finding work, or maybe starting something small on their own, or maybe taking the route of entrepreneurship. When they are ready, eventually they'll start to figure out now which direction they will take. So readiness means they can show up, they can communicate well, they can learn fast, and they can also add value. Because it's about mindset, it's about skills, it's about maturity, not just marks. Sometimes really what we focus on the marks school. But then the reality starts after grade 12 after Matric, after batho le certificate. Man mo ring either banka direction ya varsity kapo ya college kapo ba bang ba ithola dintho di bile thata. This is the reason why I created this program. This program is mainly for those ones ba dutseng high pastor kileng ba ile reng ba ntse ba ipotsa go ba ka etsa. If ngwana ile go mhlo motho mo lengwa etsa mahantle ona le everything I figuring out, he's got everything figured out. What's about now ya kae le support wa ithola, then ba jwalo ke re ba support fela ba family from some inspiration. But belo ba stakile ba dutse hae ke bona belo reng ke thabele hore ke ka sebetsa le bona ka ba thusa motswadi wa ka ba tswele pele. All right, so when the youth are ready, opportunities stop passing by. All right, so when they are ready, there's just gonna get a lot of opportunities, because now the opportunities di ba thola ba le ready skare kana go mnyatla o hlang kona ntsare hey nka etsang. But if they already build the skills, if they are already find a way to create value, opportunities are the ready, right? So, and then now, this journey, the career success pyramid, which is now the SEP journey to becoming a paid person of value. The step one is identity discovery, because why? Clarity before strategy, very, very important. And another one, key the foundation, which is step number 2, foundation and discipline. Discipline builds confidence. And then in the third step, key soft skills and emotional intelligence. This is now the journey in Wanainka. And the step 3 is soft skills and emotional intelligence, because why? People pay for reliability. Want them to be reliable, build the character, baby handle. The way ba phirang ka teng setšhabeng ba phirele batho ba hantle ba nang le hlompho ba neng reliable. Step number 4 ke buile ka ke value creation and digital skills, because why? Value attracts income motswadi wa ka. And then in ya o qetela, which is now career readiness, career path readiness, ke yona re leadelang into growth. And then mona high at Lightfoot Academy, there's a model that we use, the PAL model, which is now P stands for philosophy, A stands for attitude, because we want them to have attitude, and then P and their philosophy is it's like building, helping them to have a well designed guide system, allowing the knowledge that they are feeding themselves, the knowledge that is aligned with whatever the goal is. And then obviously A for attitude, you want them to build good attitude. Another A is for activity, you want them to take action. And then obviously the R is that the results that they will be getting once they start getting the first 300. Then obviously the L means now lifestyle. So the child is not the problem, but it's just that they simply need a system that works. And unfortunately, this system was never built for them, so we need to find ways on as well. Your child's potential has not disappeared, but it simply needs the right environment to wake up again. So your legacy starts now, and because you have already seen what are the problem, your child can break through, but it begins with one step. I hope you got value, something to go and share with your child. There's a program, this is the new system that I believe it has been helping people, and I believe it can help your child, especially ke bona ke sebetsa le bona go le reng ha ba se mhloma ha sebetsa hantle sekolong ka pola sebetsa hantle mpa fela o stakile o hae ke bona ke sebetsa le bona ka o tshojalo. Let's walk and light this path together. It's so hot. Bye bye for now.